International Conference on African Development is a major international summit that focuses on African development, initiated by the government of Japan in 1993. It has evolved into a key multilateral forum that brings together African leaders and international organizations like the UN and the World Bank, other than partners in the private sector. The summit aims to promote high-level political dialogue and mobilize support for African-led initiatives in areas like economic growth, human security, and sustainable development. Dawit, a senior project coordinator at Laurendeau Associates, joins us on the line. We say a very good morning to you and welcome to Channel Africa on Tech Africa.
Cool. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
No, we are amazing. We really can complain. Can you kindly take us through, regarding the TICAD, in terms of what is it that they are. Just give us a brief background on that.
Well, TICAD plays a very crucial role in Japan-Africa relations. In the past, they've been looking into entrepreneurship, digital infrastructure, public-private sector growth as well. That's what they've been doing. Yeah.
So I just want to say that some of the summits have produced high-level commitments. Can you provide a couple of examples of a partnership or project that are announced by TICAD? I mean, you spoke about the digital infrastructure as well. Are you able to take us through that?
It's hard to say that to choose one commitment that they've announced and say that one is the best one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What I really like to focus on, and also on the African side, is yes, announcements are happening, but at Laurendeau Associates, what we really try and focus on is what's going to happen after. So what's the impact going to look like as well, you know? So with especially TICAD 9, with some of the announcements that they made, I'm pretty excited to see what the future holds for Africa and Japan, but also, to be honest, the selfish bit would be to see what Laurendeau Associates can also do as well.
Yeah. So in terms of Laurendeau and Associates, what's your involvement in terms of facilitating the whole partnership?
So what we really do is on one of our arms, which is Inkopa Lab in Japan, what we do is we help Japanese companies enter Africa. So we provide them market analysis, market insights. We give them proper on-the-ground tools that they need to grow and actually make an impact here or actually get a fruitful partnership. We also work on the partnership side and connecting them with local actors as well. Yeah.
And what three concrete steps can African governments and local business take to make their economies more transparent and investor friendly, not just for Japan, but for the broader global market?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'd like to talk on our other arm, which is coincidentally Inkopa Summit, which is actually happening in Addis this October. Is what we really do is we really focus on clarifying regulations because, as we know, it gets a little bit tough even for the local actors as well.
Yeah.
But it's also trying to add, and the second thing is also maybe trying to add the entrepreneurs, the youth in the deal makings, these big decisions that are being made, because the future is going to be in the entrepreneurs and also the youth that are coming in.
Yeah, because we've got the most of, I think the majority of the population is exactly the youth, eh?
It's the youth, exactly.
Yeah, and which is well, they've become sort of more like a heartbeat. I want you to take us through about government. What is involvement, especially with? I mean, surely you might be dealing with. I mean, we've got about 54 country states in Africa. How is it like dealing with different governments? Because I'm just worried about policies.
No, man, I've worked in Kenya, Mauritius, Ethiopia, and South Africa. Like, let me tell you,
Yeah.
gets confusing. It's
Yeah.
not only the government, but also the cultural differences that play a factor. So even with Inkopa Lab, we try and teach the Japanese companies with the cultural shifts and everything like that.
Mm.
But when we're coming into a country, what we really see, and also the important bit of foreign investment coming into the country is don't come seeing your own country and your own cultures. You need to be able to understand what's happening. So you
Mm.
need local actors and local stakeholders
Mm.
and local partners there to help you grow. If you
Mm.
go in blind and say, "Hey, we can do it, we have money," it's not going to work out as much as you think it would.
But how is the reception? Are you how is the reception? Are you really getting sort of positive vibes on that?
For sure, because what what really that we see is that there is a lot of interest in Africa.
Mm.
There's also it's a weird thing, which is on one side people have a misunderstanding saying, well, Africa's not that grown and maybe investing in it is also like, do they even have the digital infrastructure or anything like that? We're the world leaders in mobile money.
Mm.
We're the leaders in renewable energy.
Yeah.
Uh, we are taking huge strides to grow and actually make huge impacts.
Mm.
And there are certain companies, foreign companies that see that.
Mm.
Japan is one of them, and also internally as ourselves, we're also trying to help each other with certain deals. So it's a weird step forward and step backwards, but there's a lot of interest and there's a lot of opportunities happening in Africa, and there's
Mm.
a lot of people seeing it as well.
Yeah, you spoke about the misconceptions because it's something that that was my next question to say. What more of those misconceptions that you get, especially when you speak to investors, in Japan and or the global markets, say, what do they think about us? Is it are we heading towards the right direction, or what are their thoughts?
It's the number one thought is going to be risk.
Mm.
Uh, One is going to be the actual, like, is it safe to go in? Is there like what they're imagining and news is showing them is there going to be next terrorist attack or anything like that?
Yeah.
But the second one is what are we going to do? Like countries like Ethiopia is like, what are we going to do when we come in with foreign currency? Can we take it back out? Can we reinvest? What's happening? But
Yeah.
it's ways around it. It's not just the news that you're seeing online and on your phones, but there are ways around it. So that's why we go back into saying
Mm.
working with local actors can help you find ways around and actually make legal and also fruitful impact within the country.
Mm.
So when they have a conversation with us, we also give them the market insight, but we also help them. We also connect we connect them with a specific local partner, and we also help them come into the country and see what's actually happening.
Mm.
There's a lot of Japanese companies that are active here,
Yes.
and they see the growth and they see what's happening. So that conversation isn't as hard, but it's also what they're worried about is really the cultural difference in how they can step foot as well.
Yeah, because the culture difference will always be there, trust me. So what is your
Right.
view on the balance between welcoming foreign investments and ensuring that African countries retain the ownership and control over their digital infrastructure or data? How do you ensure that that process happens?
Um, it goes back to what we said before, and to tell you, Laurendeau Associates is very, very intentional with what we do,
Mm.
when it comes to that. Um, we don't want people to just come in and then they just spend money and then maybe they do certain things that say, oh, how do you spend the stipends or anything? We want them to be able to come in and they can show numbers of what they're helping in.
Mm.
And when it comes to foreign, it's also very important that things are led by Africans.
Mm.
And I mean, it is our continent, it is our country, and we need to be able to lead it as well. But we need to be the entrepreneurs and the youth and also the bigger local companies should also be in the room when it comes to a foreign company comes in and they're
Mm.
talking to the government. There
Mm.
needs to be entrepreneurs and younger people and also local agencies within that discussion. And it shouldn't just end there, but it also should go down the line as well. And keeping our data, keeping our resources, and like it's very important because if we're just sending everything out and if people are just coming in and they're competitors instead of working with us, that growth is going to be for the corporate company and it's not going to be for Africa, but in the long run as well, it's not going to help them because we've seen multiple corporate companies being rushed out or anything like that, or not even growing because of certain issues as well. So working with the local community is very important.
Yeah, it's very important. And what can we project for the next five in the future? I don't want to give you time and say 5 years. What can we project for Laurendeau and Associates in terms of the partnership that you guys are doing? What can we look forward to?
Well, it's going to be more not only in the Japanese side or anything like that, but I mentioned it was also bringing up in Copa Summit, which is one thing that what we're really trying to do, as I said, was trying to have private sector conversations and also
Mm,
bringing foreign investors into those conversations. So
mm,
within Copa Summit, we have the newly formed the Ethiopian Securities Exchange CEO. We have the AFD country director, but also we have bigger private sector names
mm.
leading these conversations. And at the same time, we're also bringing foreign investors and foreign people coming into the country just for this conversation so that they can understand what to do and where to go. So pretty excited to see Copa Summit grow not only in Addis, but also seeing Copa Summit Kenya and South Africa,
Yeah,
and also to be honest, Zimbabwe.
yeah.
But also we want to be able to see Copa Lab being in the forefront of these conversations and helping Japanese companies grow and also enter Africa as well.
David, we could talk the whole day here. Thank you so much for coming through here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, that was David, a senior project coordinator for Laurendeau and Associates. Stay tuned to Channel Africa, the African Perspective. And trust me, like us on our Facebook page on Channel Africa. On X and Instagram, we are on exactly on Channel Africa 1. Hey, engage with us. And don't forget to send us that usual WhatsApp messages. We are on +27634069126. That number again is +27634069126. It is exactly coming to what? 10:35 Central African Time. Yes, I can exactly say so. It's coming to 10:35 Central African Time. Good morning.
Tech Africa every